Will it be a case of KSU deja vu or a second time the chance for WKU? The Hilltoppers and Owls meet for the second time in less than 2 weeks. Tonight, it's from VyStar Arena in Kennesaw. Both the Hilltoppers and Owls come into this matchup sitting at 4-5 in league play. They want to separate from the rest of the pack, and everyone's chasing undefeated Liberty. Thanks for spending your Wednesday night with us. Nolan Alexander here with the longtime coach Brandon Johnson. And both these squads are likely without a pair of starters tonight, so it's all about stepping up.
Yes, and we will have Ryan Myers for the Hilltoppers stepping off the bench tonight, but he is an explosive combo guard at 6'1", 180. Scored 16 points out against the Owls the last time, but just look for him to catch and shoot, get you off the bounce. At the same time, be creative and making good decisions, but really shooting and knocking down shots.
Kennesaw State's without Ramon Seals and Simeon Cottle, two starters. So who do the Owls turn to in the void? So far, it's been the four-star out of Huntsville.
Yes, that is R.J. Johnson, the 6'4", 225 sophomore who sat out last year with an injury. But over the last 4 games, he's back, averaging 22.5 a game. Had back-to-back 30 games, starting off with the Hilltoppers. But look for him to be using his body, getting downhill, creating through contact, and at the same time knocking down those open threes and distributing that ball.
For more of the Owls' approach, let's visit with Lexi Bowden.
Yeah, thanks, Nolan. I had asked Coach Betway about who specifically needed to step up in the absence of some of their other starters, and he pointed out R.J. Johnson, who's had an incredible stretch in the month of January. Yes, the last game, not his best game, but before that, he set new career highs in points scored in 3 straight games, and the 89 points he scored during that stretch was the most by an Owl in any 3-game period ever. Coach said he's so proud of him because he's been consistent and, quote, busting his tail, working hard. Those performances also earned him Conference USA Player of the Week and Oscar Robertson Player of the Week honors, so it's definitely on a hot stretch. We'll see what he can do against the Hilltoppers tonight. Guys?
Thank you so much, Lexi. Brandon, isn't it interesting how much storylines can change throughout a season? We're sitting here a month ago talking about Kennesaw State trying to right the ship. Well, they went 3 straight at home. In the midst of that, you lose 2 starters, and Ramon Seals and Simeon Cottle. And R.J. Johnson barely played to start out Conference USA play. Next thing you know, as Lexi just told you, and you told us just a few minutes ago, he earns national notoriety. Then just 1 point. You never know what's going to unfold, and looking forward to seeing what happens here with the Owls and Hilltoppers, 2 teams that are hungry to snap a losing skid.
Yeah, that's college basketball. Here we are at the end of January, about to head into February. So, hey, they're halfway through conference play, so it's now about turning that corner.
Owls starting all homegrown talent tonight, all recruited by Antoine Petway. Franquan Sherman being the eldest, a junior, coming off a season-high 20-point game at Louisiana Tech, and shot clock under 10 here for the Owls. Rickard, the freshman, hands it off, and Braden Lou swatted down low, but he gets the offensive board. Through contact, tips it in, and the 3rd time works for Mr. Lou.
Well, there you go. The Owls doing what they do. They get it inside, but they got that offensive rebound for that point for Braden Lou.
It's a Kennesaw State team that loves to pull it down on the offensive end. Well, so does Western Kentucky. Owls sit 2nd in the nation here in offensive points, and then on the rebounding end, doing it at a high clip as well as Western Kentucky comes in and takes the lead there. 3. That'll be big for the Hilltoppers as you get a look at the starting 5. Lou tries the 3, and he's a little short after the make by Unseld.
We will see a fast tempo game that does favor the Owls, but look for the battle on the boards. That's going to be key. Both of these teams are great at rebounding.
Terrion Murdix, they'll swing it around. Jack Edlin defended by Simpson, who gets his hand in there and knocks it loose, and that's an area that Antoine Petway's been so complimentary of Trey Simpson, what he's done on the defensive end, especially with all of these blocks that he started to rack up.
Yeah, that's just good help side rotation, anticipation to the ball.
He's had multi-blocks in the last 6 games, 9th in the league. Long shot off the mark, and here comes KSU in transition with Rickard. Down low, and Lou's wide open for the flush.
Well, you're looking at, again, the Owls just playing team ball. They lost 2 of their contributors out, but you have 2 freshmen in the game, 2 sophomores and a junior that are picking up the slack and making this thing happen by committee. Look for the Hilltoppers to do a lot of screening to get their guys open.
Tough shot there for Murdoch's. Good defense from the Owls. Rickard right through the defense, has it swatted away.
Thought that might have been goaltending, but Rickard did turn that corner and got downhill, but good for him.
Leroy Odiaye, all 6'11" of them. The Ireland native and transfer from Old Dominion. There he is on the pick and roll in the slam.
ODI, what you will have with him, they got size out there at 6'10", 6'11". Those guys will do a lot of screening and rolling, and as you see, they got great hands to finish.
6'11", 220 Rickard with a hezzy. Now Lou fighting through two. Simpson right around Edelin. Simpson goes up and he's hacked.
Well, I like what I see by both teams. They're both attacking the basket. Right there, you just saw Simpson attacking, gets fouled. He will go to the line, but both teams are attacking the basket. Has a lane, but here's the help coming over. Defense is there, gets him with the body. Good block up top, but body down low with the foul.
We're going to see a lot of foul calls tonight with two teams that walk up the charity stripe at a high pace as Simpson, the freshman, the defending Conference USA Freshman of the Week, is off to a hot tear.
Yes, Simpson has had the last three Freshmen of the Week as a Conference USA player, but again, just in the Petway system, he allows his players to really play off of each other and make reads in this space and pace offense that they have.
2 for 2. He has 4 overall Conference USA Freshman of the Week honors. He's tied with Armello Boone, who's listed as questionable officially for Western Kentucky. Hank Pona, the head coach, told us if we could list him more so as doubtful, we'd put that. But Boone, maybe a chance of playing, likely not. They are without Tegan Moore tonight. He is out, officially in concussion protocol. Pull up three, Hackman rattles it in. LJ Hackman has the second three for the Hilltoppers. They go on top by 2.
Well, I like the guards for the Hilltoppers because all of them are versatile and they have the ability to score in different ways.
So does Braden Liu early on. Liu knocks in another for KSU. He has 6.
Braden Liu being in the right place at the right time for the bucket. Look for a lot of screening action by the Hilltoppers.
Some fighting down low. Grant Newell against R.J. Johnson. Newell backing him up. Newell turns into a pass. Blaze Cada, shot clock at 5. Up top to Hackman, he takes a 3. Hackman almost had back-to-back. It's Simpson on the rebound. Sherman powering his way into the lane, it rolls out the front of the rim.
Good defense there by the Hilltoppers. Like Franquan Sherman had a good shot make, but wasn't able to convert on that layup.
Here's great ball movement. Elin fires a 3. It's off the heel. Jumping rebound for Newell. Hackman off the iron. Jaden Harris off the bench collects for Kennesaw State. Harris has seen his minutes increase for the Owls, the transfer from New Mexico State, as Johnson pulls in the Western Kentucky whistle. Nice start in this one, 8-8 our score as we reach the first media timeout. Couple of threes for the Hilltoppers. Hackman trying to get Western Kentucky going on the road. Kennesaw State and Western Kentucky meeting for the second time this year. Owls in their second year in Conference USA. They've won the last 2 meetings, and for more in this rematch, here's Lexi.
Yeah, we talked to both coaches beforehand about what they learned from playing each other just over a little under 2 weeks ago. And Coach Bona said that KSU is strong. He specifically pointed out R.J. Johnson. He said he can really play and has been an impact player the last 3 to 4 games. He said during that game, even when his team came back and took a lead in the second half, it didn't faze the Owls. They stuck together, buckled down, and responded like champions. He said he has a respect for who they are as a team, and I thought that was really high praise coming from the opponent's coach.
Thank you, Lexi. And that was the first game for Kennesaw State after Simeon Cottle's indefinite suspension. So it was a game that the coaching staff, they're so proud of the resiliency of the team. And if you're Western Kentucky, maybe you didn't fully know exactly what you see from KSU in that one. Certainly not many had R.J. Johnson going on what he did in that ball game. But there's some struggle as the Owls have to burn one there on the inbounds. So as the Owls huddle up, speaking of Western Kentucky's head coach, Hank Plona, former Hilltopper assistant, longtime head coach at Indian Hills Community College, now in his second year leading the program at Western Kentucky. And he's just had a bevy of injuries that he's dealt through the entire year, especially right now with Boone and Moore. But no matter who's on the floor, this is a resilient Hilltopper bunch.
Yes, it is a resilient bunch, and as you stated, they've been playing all of their players, their team. They've got depth out there. You've seen at least 10, 12 players out there averaging close to double figures in minutes played.
Providence grad as a student manager the day after graduation, walked in the coach's office, asked to be a GA, and in that span, part of a Friar squad that beat #1 Pittsburgh, one of his best memories with Providence. And Braden Lew's having a memorable start to this one. Lew now 4-7 from the floor with 8 points.
Well, Braden Lew, when he has his quickness and explosiveness inside that paint, so you'll see them keep going to him.
Ryan Myers, who we highlighted in the open, in off the bench here for Western Kentucky, and a high kiss off the window for Terrion Murdix.
Murdix just turning downhill, getting that ball up off the glass.
Murdix, one of the guys that also had an injury this year, missed 8 games with the knee injury as he and R.J. Johnson get tangled up, and Murdix called for the foul.
When you look at R.J. Johnson, what I really love about him is just his physicality. He is one that knows how to initiate contact. When you look at that body, Nolan, at 6'4", 225, he is like a freight train. But what we're seeing with RJ in his sophomore year is that he's more poised. He's not rushing things. And as a scorer, you allow that to come to you. And Coach Petway has a lot of expectations for this young man.
And interesting that you use not rushing things, because in this up-tempo offense for Kennesaw State, in which the Owls are top 15 in tempo once again, it's quick but don't hurry, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to say controlled chaos. That's a cliche, but with the tempo the Owls have, as you said, R.J. Johnson's being a lot better at finding his true shot this year.
Right, and that's just fitting into the system. I always say that players have to play within themselves and play within the game. Well, they know the structure of their offense, so now it's just, hey, allowing my talent and ability to flow.
2-point lead for the Owls, and Murdix hits the spin move. Harris defends Myers, shot clock under 10. Knocked away by Lew. Hilltoppers retain possession, 6 to release a shot.
The Hilltoppers have great explosiveness with their guards. All of their guards can handle the ball, so you see a lot of versatility. Only 6 seconds left in this shot clock. Look for some screening action.
Unseld a deep 3. The righty has it bounce off. Cada goes for the offensive rebound, and then we've got a whistle to hold up things.
We will see a battle on the boards. Cada was trying to get in there for that offensive rebound. Long shots, long rebounds. But you had the Owls with inside position. But again, Cada here just coming off a staggered screen, wide open, uncontested shot. Did not fall, but hey, you've got guys battling for the ball down there, which we will see a lot of.
Held ball to call possession here with Western Kentucky. I mentioned the Owls at the top of the broadcast, second in the nation in offensive rebounds. Western Kentucky, no slouch. They're 8th in offensive rebounds as Cada rolls in the bunny.
Yeah, they have size, as we stated earlier. You're looking at a couple 6'11" guys out there for the Hilltoppers.
There's Johnson crashing in, loses the handle. Western Kentucky falls on the loose ball.
Did you see who that was that went on that loose ball that got on the floor? That was the big guy.
once again.
Yes,
that's 6'11" sliding across the hardwood.
I mean, hey, it's like a big bowling ball coming in there to knock down those pins. But hey, you got to like that effort from the Hilltoppers, and I know Coach is really impressed of that.
It's the kind of effort you especially want to see when you're trying to break a losing streak.
Yes, Coach Plona has done a good job in the second season with the Hilltoppers. Just the injuries right now have really battled these guys.
And a foul.
Tough call there. The Owls going to a 1-4 flat. Look at Lew just taking his guy off the dribble with his quickness.
And the Conference USA leading rebounder and offensive rebounder, Franquan Sherman, somehow musters possession. And then the ball is out of bounds off the Hilltoppers.
Well, you look at the size of Franquan Sherman and a Braden Lew at 6'8", 6'9". These guys, They're not as tall as 6'11", but they can use their quickness to create some mismatches out there.
Lou misses the runner. Cada snares it.
See a lot of high ball screen action from the Hilltoppers.
Lou with a steal. Lou's on the fast break, and Lou lays it in. Braden Lou's come out punching here. 10 points for the sophomore.
Oh, Braden Lou is just doing it. That was great. Carl right there, concentrate, anticipate, and react to the ball for the steal and the finish.
What did Antoine Petway tell us about Braden Lou? He just needs to lose himself in the game, and the offense will come, and it's come early on at WKU. Contested three from the corner, unsettled off the mark, and a rebound for Sherman.
Yeah, what you want to see a lot of the Owls do is dribble bust out. So any of these guys, from Braden Lou to Franquan Sherman, they get the ball, they can push it up in pace, which will create some mismatches to begin with.
Johnson misses the cleanup. Hackman over Johnson, strong move but short. Sherman at the timeline. Tries to find Harris, had it knocked away. Possession stays with the Owls.
Well, here you go, just playing the gaps, the passing lane. We know that players will contest shots, but the Owls, what they do a great job of is contesting the pass, and that was a great read and anticipation as a pick six, and he's down for 2 points.
19 steals, 29 blocks in the season for Lou.
Yeah, I wonder how we get the term pick six in basketball, Nolan. Can you tell me, huh?
It's going to take a lot of funky plays with and ones, missing, cleaning up your own miss, and one again. Harris up the screen, bounces to Taylor. The freshman has it plucked away. Another turnover forced by the Hilltoppers.
That was good defense by the Hilltoppers, as you stated. Just a hand check right there. Again, these Hilltopper perimeter guys, they are very versatile, quick, explosive, can really create off the bounce. So you got to play them honest. And when you say play honest, that means you got to be able to find your distance to where you're not getting beat off the drive, but at the same time, you can close out to contest the shot.
Foul was on Harris, and that's now 2 steals to go along with 2 blocks for Western Kentucky. And an off-ball foul.
Look, we got a hold over here. You will have constant movement right here by the Hilltoppers, and then there was just a hold right there as the perimeter is trying to come to the ball. They got good off balls, opposite side, weak side ball screens off the ball, so they're playing well off of each other. Miscommunication with the Owls, and they get caught with a hold.
Things already starting to get a little heated here between Kennesaw State and Western Kentucky. They'll go to review, we'll go to break. Owls up by 2. So there's an appeal here to see if there's a flagrant on Caden Ricker. That's what they're reviewing at the media timeout. Foul is called on number 4 in white on your screen for Kennesaw State. You see him getting tangled up there with Western Kentucky. And the outsize with 6'9" Grant Newell.
The previous play.
Well, it looks like Caden Rickard actually was the one who got hit in the face.
Stays as a common foul.
So it stays as a common foul, and Antoine Petway continues the conversation with Michael Wallace and assistant Philip Pearson, who's known Petway for a long time, coached him when Petway started Alabama in the 2000s. And Hank Plona now wants more of a conversation. He's on the floor at center court. Do you think they're both fired up for this game, Braden Johnson?
Have to be fired up. I mean, both records are identical right now in the middle of the pack. This is a must-win of both teams to turn this corner and get some momentum going.
Kate Stinna in off the bench for the Hilltoppers. Hackman driving, And he's hacked from behind by Amir Taylor.
Well, good job by Hagman. I mean, he's physical. He's physical attacking the basket. Unfortunately, Record, he keeps backing up. I mean, you've got that physical body down there. He's actually pushing that left arm out, using it as a block. But as a defender, you got to get up in him. If you're going to get a blocking foul, you got to get it early. You can't keep giving up ground.
ODI with a shot clock at 2. Murdix has to heave it. Off the back iron, long rebound for Frank Sherman. Rickard hopping in the lane. Around the defense, nifty move, but he left it short. And it tiptoes the baseline. Newell from the corner. Off the mark with the 3, tipped out of bounds. And we've got a foul. It's on Western Kentucky pushing Sherman.
Sherman in there for the defensive rebound, using his body, but coming back the other way. The Owls, when they're attacking the basket, in particular, Record, he's got to be strong. You just can't go in there being soft. You got to go up being strong, make good, solid decisions. If you don't have it, you throw that baseline pass. But good defense there by the Hilltoppers. Let's see what the Owls come down and do in their execution.
Tough start from three-point land for Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers are 2 of 10. Kennesaw State 0 of 1. You don't see that too often. Halfway through the first half and just 1 attempt for KSU. Darius Washington third, the freshman rising in with the and one. Why shoot the 3, Nolan, when I can go pick up the hoop in the harm?
Well, I like that from the freshman. Here you go, Washington. He does exactly what's needed. He has an angle. He's able to turn that corner. The defense is not able to rotate over quick enough. But when you attack the basket, when you have a rim protector in there, as the Hilltoppers do, you got to come in there with force. You can't come in there trying to make up your mind as you're going along. And that's what Washington did. Now he's at the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Goes by the nickname D3, coming off 29 minutes. He had 10 points at Louisiana Tech. First time he surpassed double digits in league play.
Yeah, I like that by the freshman. He made up his mind and he went right at it. But again, look for some high ball screens here. Screens off the ball by the Hilltoppers.
Murdix spinning in the lane around Washington, taps it in off the window. Second time he's done that.
Hey, that is the Hilltoppers. All of their guards are versatile.
Simpson left it short, grazes the iron, and we got a foul as Stinnick got tangled up.
The Owls are turning the corner, getting downhill, but it's tough to score when you have a shot blocker in there, a rim protector. But still, when you get up in there, you got to go strong to the basket. No dipsy doodle will get you.
That with the wingspan of Simpson, might try to go for the dunk or just drop it in there.
Nice
Got
little
airborne,
teardrop.
But as you said, with the length of ODI, 6'11", tough to do so. And there's some good defense by the Owls. Johnson falls to the floor. It goes to Taylor, and Taylor hits the 3. How about that? The big man hits the first 3 of the night for KSU.
Well, that's good. I mean, that was just good ball reversal. The ball gets the defense to shift. Defense is not coming out there to contest that shot, and Taylor's able to knock down that 3.
Limited attempts, but he's 50% of the season, 5 of 10. Hackman tries to answer the 3.
Tough shot there by Hackman. Defense is still in one position.
Johnson unable to go back-to-back. Long rebound for Murdix.
You want to see the Hilltoppers attack the basket offensively. They have the speed and quickness to do so.
Well, there you go, Brandon Johnson. Did just that. Murdix broke the defense and had a nifty pass to ODI.
Yes, ODI, he's just down there ready to get those passes. As I stated earlier, with the perimeter play of the Hilltoppers, they're very versatile. They're crafty, good handles, can make good decisions, and that's what we just saw.
Timeout on the floor, 4-point lead for Kennesaw State. Let's look at it one more time here, Brandon Johnson.
Yeah,
Walk us through it.
Here goes the screen. He's able to play off that screen. Defense has to step up. When you're caught in the middle like that, and as the help defender, you never want to step up when you're protecting the basket. You have to stunt and then slide back over. But as soon as you step up, as we just saw there, good decision making to get it inside, and now, hey, a good play.
So right before that shot, you said you want to see Western Kentucky attack the paint, go to the rim. Why specifically for this Hilltopper team do you want to see that? And from Hank Clona told us earlier he wanted to see it too.
Because of their quickness and their versatility. I mean, right now, you're looking at depth play for Kennesaw State Owls. They don't have the perimeter or more so the paint protection, rim protection. You keep attacking, that puts them at a disadvantage. But, hey, that's the game plan for the Hilltoppers to see if they can execute it. Now, on the other hand, with the Owls, they have to contain the drive. They have to do their best to contain and try to help and close those gaps on those drives.
The feed to Lou. Lou, great move and uses the right hand. That was total. Braden Lou continues to lead all scorers in double figures tonight.
Well, just great execution by the Owls. You get a high pick and roll. The big man has to come out and create a mismatch down low, and the Owls were able to get it there.
Myers mid-range, lefty sinks it in. Johnson answers on the other end. Lefties go back-to-back there.
Johnson using his body, being strong. That is one of the things that gets him those points, using that strength, that size.
Johnson over 30 points in back-to-back games a couple of games ago. Just 1 point at Louisiana Tech. But that stretch over 30, first time in KSU's D1 history an athlete has done that. Shot clock at 5, contested 3. Myers bottoms it out. Back-to-back buckets for the Brooklyn native.
Well, it was good defense by the Owls with the closeouts, but just better offense with Myers knocking down that 3.
Johnson bounces to Lou. Harris tried to give it back to Lou, couldn't handle the short pass. Here come the Hilltoppers as Washington fouls Myers at center court.
Again, when you come up in there and drive, you got to make a decision. And the Owls had not done that, but here you go. We got a 24-21 three-point game. It's coming down.
Hilltoppers not feeling like they're kings of the hill right now. They're not the top scorers with Tegan Moore out today. Armello Boone listed as questionable, but more so doubtful. We have not seen him play in this contest. And for Moore, it's been a tough battle with the injury report this season. Here's Lexi Bowden.
Yeah, Nolan, you're exactly right. Armello Boone, you might see him on the sidelines with a boot. He had sprained his ankle, did it in practice last week, so definitely probably won't see him play tonight. Also, you mentioned Tegan Moore dealing with concussion-like symptoms. With 47 seconds left, he collided with an opposing player in that game against Liberty and hit his head on the court. Did finish the game, but he's been dealing with some headaches, so he did not travel. Then some other guys missing. Nate Boyd not playing. Brilliant Silabenge tore his Achilles against Marshall December 10th. Louis Simona has been dealing with a back injury since December 29th, and Lawson Rice, the freshman, decided to redshirt as he tore his ACL last year. So they're pretty banged up and doing the best they can. Nolan?
Boy, John Irwin, the Trainers, earned his salary this year. It's been a tough go of it for the Hilltoppers. And Hank Pona told us it's been a balance, too, between wanting to stay healthy in practice, but also wanting to do what you need to do in practice, right, and continue to improve.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. Like I said, all the injuries that come about throughout the season, it's just tough to get a little bit of continuity and consistency there, and even to build chemistry off playing from one another. So to lose, in particular, 29 points between the two of those guys, Boone and Moore, that's by committee that has to come up with.
And I was just going to add to your point about trying to build chemistry. And the third time's the charm there. A couple of quick misses. Ryan Myers, though, cleans it up. 3 field goals for Myers over the past couple of minutes. But this is a Western Kentucky team that's loaded with transfers this year, so they don't have as much continuity as they do as maybe a KSU team. Again, without Seals and Cottle, yeah, they got some freshmen, but you've got a Sherman, a Lua Johnson that have been here for some time.
Yes, it's an apple and orange is what we see out here. Transfer portal, and then, as we stated with Coach Petway early on, homegrown. He is recruiting players, and he's able to retain those players. But here you go, just trying to drive that baseline. Got there too late. That's Hackman giving up the baseline. That is a foul. And now we have Washington at the line to shoot.
1-1 shooting around the world and in for Darius Washington III. And Cada back on the floor, taking the spot of Odiaye.
When Coach Petway came in, he had a few transfers to start off with, but after that first year, it's been just solid, phenomenal freshman class after freshman class to make this Owl this team what it is right now. A true contender in Conference USA.
Good ball game here. Approaching 7 minutes to go. It's been tight throughout between Western Kentucky and Kennesaw State, both 4 and 5 in league play. Newell against Sherman is fouled by Lou.
Oh, great spin, baseline move by Newell on the baseline, asking for that ball. Defenders behind him playing at his mercy, so once he gets that ball, Newell is a face-up player, but there you just saw him use his versatility with the spin, gets to the basket, help size too late to come over and creates the foul. Now he's at the line.
So Newell up, who's had quite the college career, began as a freshman in Callan, which he did something that hasn't been done since Cobb County native right down the street, Jalen Brown, did it, the former Wheeler Wildcat, and that's have 2 double-doubles. Did that his freshman year at Cal, first freshman to do that since Brown. Was an every-night starter for North Texas, and now is at Western Kentucky as a senior, making his 21st appearance of the season. At 16 starts entering tonight, did not start this contest for the Hilltoppers, though. Lead trimmed to 1. Washington, after the shot fake, charges in, has it swatted away by Cada.
Good block there by Cada, just protecting that rim, and that's what he's there for.
Murdochs swings it, it's stolen away by Washington, zips ahead to Johnson on the fast break. Johnson finds Simpson, 3 ball. Off the iron, Cada snares it.
We're seeing a fast-paced game here by both teams trying to get that ball up the court.
Edlin, mid-range, off to the left. Rickard, short range, misses off the glass.
Again, the pace is going.
And a foul.
We'll see a lot of these, or both teams going to their bench with this pace, trying to get some freshness, but just Newell pivoting and pivoting, getting inside position. Like I said, he likes to face up at 6'9", 220, the Chicago, Illinois native. He is a player, good athletic, explosive, more of a face-up post player for you or a stretch 4, but love his athleticism, his strength, and as a senior, he knows what he's doing out there, Nolan.
Ties of the ball game, a 76% free throw shooter on the season after Braden Liu picked up his second foul. Remain tied. And almost an ill-adverted bucket there as Rickard went for the rebound. Murdochs nearly had the steal. Johnson 3. Sweetness, R.J. Johnson with a deep tray.
Again, like we stated earlier, R.J. Johnson, he can knock down those threes. He will take them in that rhythm, in that flow, and he knocks that one down.
Johnson, a 46% three-point shooter this season.
Got a mismatch down low by the Hilltoppers if they recognize it.
Newell doesn't. He takes the mid-range and misses. And we've got a foul with that size advantage.
Yeah, just the guys. This is the Owls. The good spacing out here. Records able to find the open guy, RJ. Nobody's hunting for the contested shot, and he knocks that one down.
7 points for Johnson tonight. Teams leading the score, averaging over 12 a game. As Cada has a 1-and-1 and connects in the front end.
We talked about Cada being 6'11", 250. Not much of a great free throw shooter, shooting 59% on the year, but what he did down there before was he had a mismatch, and that's where the foul came. As a smaller guard, perimeter guy was trying to box him out, got caught there for a little hold, and that's why he's at the line right now.
Well, he's been cleaning up the boards, has 6 rebounds already tonight. His entire last game for the Hilltoppers, he had 6 boards. That was a season high. Back to a 1-point ball game. Defender falls down. Johnson's open, and he makes him pay. R.J. Johnson has his second 3.
Slip sliding away, huh? Slip sliding away. Great move there by Johnson. Throws it back to the high post. They get it right back to him for the shot.
Unseld open for the three off the heel. 3 Owls go for it, and Western Kentucky has the offensive board. Unseld tries again, airmails it. Stinnett tries to save it into the courtside seats.
Well, what you see there, people, we're not seeing at home, just great defense, but here's a slip slide right there. Gets actually tangled up between his own defender, but is poised, good recognition by the high post to get it back to him for that open shot, and he knocks it down.
Western Kentucky hasn't connected on a field goal in almost 3 minutes, so for their last 4. Johnson, meanwhile, has been hot as that one's knocked out of bounds.
When you attack the rim, you attack the basket with a rim protector in there, as Keita, you have to recognize and know that I got 1 or 2 decisions to make. I'm going to go up strong, or I'm going to make a good solid pass out either to the corner or a throwback.
Shovel out to Lou, contested 3. Off the heel. Unseld plucks it.
Good spacing out here by the Hilltoppers.
It finds Newell, and Newell bottoms it out.
Again, Newell is that 6'9", 220 stretch 4. Good size, good athleticism, but at the same time, he's got a nice stroke.
Hilltoppers 4 of 15 from distance tonight.
The Owls keep bringing out Keita. There you go on that high ball screen.
Open look, but Lou to Harris connection was no good there. Tight ball game here. Newell and the Hilltoppers trying to look for their first lead since the 16:54 mark, but KSU holds the advantage late. VyStar Arena in Kennesaw, Georgia, the campus of Kennesaw State. Just outside the capital of the South, Atlanta, Georgia, up in Cobb County. Second year in Conference USA, first year to the naming here of VyStar Arena. 3rd year under Antoine Petway. All that to say, we brought ourselves to a pretty good ball game so far, Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, when I look at the stats so far right now, I mean, it's a close game as we see by 1 point, but right now you got to credit the Owls. They're shooting good, shooting 40% from the field. On the other hand, you've got the Hilltoppers. They've taken 15 threes, only made 4, shooting 26%. Usually we're used to seeing the Owls taking 15 threes in the first half, but they've only taken 7, so they are playing right now poised.
Something Antoine Petway told us that they've done a lot more over the past couple of weeks is start to slow things down more in practice. Now I'm not saying slower tempo, but slow things down more, make sure they're teaching with so many young players that they're grasping what's going on as Braden Lou grasps away the round ball there and has another block.
Oh, good block. Braden got beat off the dribble, but he was able to catch up and redeem himself. But that looked like it was about to be a flush.
Deep 3, Newell beats the horn, but it's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, there's only 3 seconds on that shot clock. Did not have the range to make that shot. So
Newell's got range, but I think Matheny at Liberty is about the only player in Conference USA that can hit it from there.
Hey, Matheny, he hits it deep across the river and the oceans. You want to see the Owls continue to bring that high ball screen up top.
Or you can see R.J. Johnson hit another 3.
Well, the ball screen came out and it caused a little.
There he is on the defensive.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Behind the back dribble, a highlight reel for Johnson. He finds Simpson.
The crowd was anticipating that, as we all were, but again, this is a fast-paced game by both. You have guard play that is exceptional with versatility by the Hilltoppers, and then you just have the tempo, space, and pace of the Owls.
Keita matched up against Simpson, the freshman. Swatted away.
Oh my goodness.
Simpson with the denial, and then a fight for a loose ball. Simpson tries to get it. Another block by Lou.
Oh my goodness, you gotta love
Did you get
that.
invited to the block party tonight,
Hey,
Brandon Johnson?
that is a block party. I mean, it was Simpson right there going over a 6'11" guy to get that block, but just really solid. I mean, here you go. Keita has the size, but here comes Simpson over to help, and he just goes straight up, and he says, get that shucks out of here. Now they're on the floor, grabbing for the ball. Loose ball gets up, and there's another one that says, give me that shucks. Oh, you got to love it. You gotta love
7
it.
blocks in the first half by Kennesaw State. 2 seconds, 2.6 to be precise. Murdix serving up top. Hackman is fouled.
That is the
Hackman
correct
is fouled in the
call.
three-point attempt.
That is the correct call. A bad foul. You never foul a jump shooter. He did not touch him going up. He did not hit him at all. But you have to allow the shooter to come down. He is an airborne shooter, and the rule states that he has a cylinder. If you do not allow him to come down, you are impeding upon a safe return to the floor by that shooter. So bad foul out there. Harris.
Hackman is 74% free throw shooter, buries the first. A second foul on Jaden Harris, the transfer from New Mexico State. Couple for Hackman.
Yeah, just the ball is being thrown out. Good closeout. Again, did not get him going up or hit him as the shot was coming down, but you cannot impede upon his return to the floor as an airborne shooter. So great call by the officials to be on top of that.
Hackman 3 for 3. Big ones for the Hilltoppers. Back to a 1-point contest with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Taylor in the paint. He's fouled.
I like what the Owls are doing. They are bringing Keita out on the ball screen. So what's happening is he is either hard hedging or he is lagging back in a drop coverage. But either way, he's coming out to the three-point line, and he's got to return. They're making the right pass to get it inside, but at that time, you just got to go up strong. So we'll see more action like that, Nolan.
Taylor misses both. Again, Western Kentucky has not taken the lead since just under 17 minutes left in the first half. But Kennesaw State truly hasn't extended it. Largest lead for the Owls has been just 6. It's been a real back and forth contest here in the opening half. Hackman, open look by Stinnett for 3. He misses. Offensive rebound for Murdix. Stinnett tries again. 0 for 2. And Simpson saves it.
It's good defense there by the Owls to contest those shots.
Stinnett knocked it loose, and Stinnett gets a front row seat. Good effort by Stinnett off the bench.
Again, just players coming in and out. That's the depth right now with bodies being injured, players being out.
Stinnett, the hometown hero out of Greenwood High School, Bowling Green, Kentucky native. And thankfully those seats are unattended in that moment. Tough look off the bounce and a turnover for KSU.
Again, the right play. You got the high ball screen and the roll. Great pass there. It just could not be handled by Braden Liu, that was. And we have a turnover. As you stated, no 1-point game. I mean, you see these guys really going at it offensively, defensively, both sides of the court.
Again, both teams without 2 of their top scorers. Boone and Moore out for Western Kentucky. Cottle and Seals for Kennesaw State. Unseld hands it off. Myers zips around Sherman. Myers back up top. Unseld before the shot clock expires. Airballs it. Another stronghold for KSU defensively. Ball still live here. Liu, what a move by Liu, and a foul.
Oh, you got to like that. Braden Lou just attacking the basket, using his length and athleticism. He's going to get that pass right up in there because of how the defense is switching, and he just attacks it. Now he's at the line. Going up against the 6'11" Keita, he has to take him off the dribble like that. I like to see more of that action by the Owls.
Lou with 13 points. He's attempted 12 field goals as Hank Plona makes a substitution off the bench, pulling Murdoch's back in for ODI. But Lou didn't take a lot of attempts the last game at Louisiana Tech, just 3 of 7. Has been in double figures now, though, in 3 straight games for KSU. Former state champion out of Alexander High School in Douglasville, Georgia, state player of the year, rolls it in.
Well, here you go. The Hilltoppers are going small ball right now. They have all of their big men out of the game. Tallest guy right now is Newell at 6'9", and he's more of a stretch 4, so let's see how they execute here. Looks like they're going into a sort of a flat. A
Shot clock
flat.
turned off.
For a high ball screen to come up. I'm projecting. It could be either one. It could be a shooter. It is the shooter, Myers. Look for him to pick and pop.
Murdoch takes it himself down the lane with a foul.
Tough foul right there, but great call there. Great read by Murdoch to keep that ball and attack the basket. Here you go. They were coming with the go screen there, and Murdoch keeps the ball and just attacks the basket, gets in between the 2 defenders. Now he's at the line.
He did not miss in the Hilltoppers' last game, perfect 6 for 6 at the stripe. For players returning from injury the last 2 years, after having an outstanding start to his career at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, an all-conference player and league defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
2 for 2.
Shooting 84% from the free throw line. He's just one of their top free throw shooters, that is. So right there, we just saw him have a great decision making.
Little over 2 seconds to go. Inbounds to Lou. Harris heaves at the horn. And we head into halftime in a 1-point ball game. Western Kentucky and Kennesaw State want to get the sour taste of losses out of their mouths. And they're duking it out here. And it's been a tight contest through the first 20 minutes. Antoine Petway, head coach for the Owls. We will get his thoughts as we send it down to Lexi Bowden. Lexi, take it away.
Hey, Coach, you're holding the Hilltoppers to a 28% field goal percentage. What's working so well for you guys defensively?
We're guarding pretty good. We just got to keep them off the foul line. They got a couple questionable calls. That right there, he went to the rim. I thought our guys went vertical. They got a phantom 3 points off the 3-point shooter, so we got to keep these dudes off the line. I got to tell my guys not to even make it close because they're getting to the line too easy.
A lot of intensity in this game. What's going to be the message to the guys in the locker room?
We got to continue to guard in the second half, and hopefully some of our shots will fall, but we got to continue to guard a little bit.
Thanks so much, Coach. Send it back to you, Nolan.
Thanks, Lexi. As always, candid thoughts from the great Antoine Petway. Halftime at VyStar Arena. A lot to wrap up between Western Kentucky and Kennesaw State. We'll break it all down. Plenty of action between the Hilltoppers and the Owls in a 1-point game. Almost ready for the second half to begin here from VyStar Arena in Kennesaw. Western Kentucky and Kennesaw State in a fun one where the Owls hold a 1-point lead going into the latter 20. Nolan Alexander with longtime coach Brandon Johnson, and it's been a great first half. Neither team can separate from the other. Why so?
Well, both of them are playing really well, but you look at the Hilltoppers, they are playing true to form right now. They are out rebounding the Owls, all right, 24-19, and they have 11 offensive rebounds. And then they're getting to the free throw line, which they're good at. They're 23rd in the nation at free throw attempts, 25 in the nation at free throws made. So you see that from the Hilltoppers, but then on the other hand, you have good defense by the Owls. They're holding the Hilltoppers at 28% shooting, but the difference is the Owls are normally making or shooting 19 three-pointers, but they've only shot 9. They're 4 of 9, while on the other hand, the Hilltoppers are 4 of 19. So right now, teams are playing as is.
Braden Lou for Kennesaw State's doing it on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Braden Lou, he's just attacking the basket from the inside because he's creating a mismatch with the explosiveness and quickness that he has with his size. Just has a great feel, able to get downhill from that mid-range point, anticipating passes in the passing lane, getting out there, contesting those shots, but just being strong and physical, using his length and athleticism to explode and convert.
And you mentioned those rebounds. Western Kentucky out-rebounding the second-best rebounding team in the nation behind only the defending champs, the Florida Gators. It's been Lou and Johnson that have run the show for Kennesaw State with great defense for the Owls, holding the Hilltoppers to 28%. And for a WKU update on things, here's Lexi Bowden. Lexi.
Yeah, guys, I just talked to head coach Flona, and he said he likes the way his guys are playing. They're showing toughness. He said they're being very selfless, and they're going to have to keep playing that way, keep sticking together. He didn't say anything too much about the way they're playing offensively, more just said that they need to keep playing through that and that shots will eventually fall. But he said he likes the intensity and the pace of play that they're doing right now. Guys?
Thank you, Lexi. What are your thoughts on the pace of play for Western Kentucky, Brandon?
Well, I mean, they're pushing the pace. I mean, this is the fast-paced game, and they're getting up shots. So you got to credit right now Coach Plona for just the resilience that his team is showing. The Owls, on the other hand, hey, they just got to keep going and doing what they're doing as far as defense, and that's where that one-point lead is.
Plona told us over and over, we have been right there in games. Going back to the Liberty game, we were right there, one possession game down to the very end. And we're going to find out through this adversity if we've got the resolve to get past this or if we're going to break from it here over the rest of this season, as Franquan Sherman has a good effort on defense for KSU as the Owls look for their first offensive possession. Starting five back in the floor here for the Owls. Rickard challenging with the and one. There's an area that you wanted to see Rickard do better in the second half, is being aggressive on offense.
Yes, Rickard, he has the size, he has the length, and he just has to have the physicality. This is a college basketball game. He is a freshman, not there as far as strength-wise, but he's got to make that mentality or have that mentality when he goes in the lane. Hey, he's got to be able to convert and make something happen.
Misses the free throw, but what a one-handed offensive rebound for Lou, however he turns it over.
Yeah, good offensive rebound, as you just stated, unforced turnover by the Owls.
That's turnover number 6 for KSU tonight. But at least half of those, as you said, have been unforced.
And Tanul, he likes to face up.
Backs him up. Around Johnson. Oh, Braden Lou wanted none of that. Another swat for Lou. Newell, though, ends up with the last laugh.
Newell is just an athletic post, likes to face up. Got the help side came over, but the Hilltoppers, they stayed with it.
And a steal. Murdix over on the other end, misses the reverse lay-in. And out of bounds off Rickard.
Again, just Newell just pivoting, but here's the help side defense to be able to get over there. And the backside just fell asleep. That was R.J. Johnson. You got beat by your man pivoting. Now you got to get inside position. You just can't stand there and look. But good play there by the Hilltoppers.
Lou with 3 swats tonight. Entered this contest tied for 5th in KSU's career history with 65. And the Owls nearly gave it right back after forcing the turnover. Simpson, Harris, open look, sinks the tray. First points for Jaden Harris tonight, and the Owls are up by 4.
We hadn't seen the Owls, as I stated, shoot a lot of threes, but we know that's their game, and that came in a fast pace. So take advantage of the 4-on-3.
Newell backing up Sherman, turns, misses off the window. Hilltopper basketball.
I like what the Hilltoppers are doing by going inside to Newell, but here you go. A loose ball, just getting it up the floor. Nobody's there to contest the shot, and Harris is able to knock it down.
Jaden Harris saw a huge increase in minutes following the suspension of Simeon Cottle in the previous matchup, over 20 on the road, and Kennesaw State's 16-point win at Diddle Arena in Bowling Green, Kentucky. With just 9 minutes at Louisiana Tech for Harris. Lou's wide open. Lou misses the tray. Pulled down by Hackman.
That was a designed play there by the Owls for the throwback, but you like to see Braden Lou just take that ball. Johnson take that ball all the way to the hole.
Here's a good find. Edlin, a high tap in off the glass. Nice pass.
Edlin is just quick and explosive. Not very tall out there. Shortest guy out there on the floor, but he is attacking the basket.
Lou able to save it, but then turns it over after the bullet pass from Sherman.
Yeah, just attacking the basket right here. Cutter loses sight of the man right there. Edlin getting to the basket and finishing.
First points for Jack Edlin tonight. His first field goal since January 8th at New Mexico State. Myers mid-range. Off the cylinder. Rickard pushing the pace. Harris through contact, misses the runner. Offensive rebound. Second attempt, no good as well.
You got a fast-paced
Shovel to the corner. Myers gives the Hilltoppers their first lead in over 20 minutes.
The Hilltoppers have the depth with their perimeter play to push that ball and the quickness, and that's what we're seeing.
Rickard open. Owls can't answer. Offensive rebound for Lou. Simpson, baseline. Oh, what a move by Trey Simpson.
Oh, great move on the baseline there by Simpson. Nice shot fake. Was able to just use that basket as a shield for the reverse. 2 points.
Trey Simpson gives the Owls a 1-point lead once again, but Western Kentucky's come out hot here in the second half. It's Myers, who we highlighted in the open, nailing it from the corner. Fiery start to the second half. Trey Simpson, the Owls, answering right back to Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers gained their first lead in 20 minutes, Coach Jay.
Yeah, they're just playing strong. I mean, they're distributing the ball. They're pushing the pace, as we see. And with their guard play, they can do that. They're very versatile. All those guys can put the ball on the floor, and we'll see what happens out here.
Lexi Bowden has more. Lexi, what you got?
Yeah, we kind of talked about this, but this is very reminiscent of the last game these two played against each other, because WKU was able to battle back in that one, took a 1-point lead early in the second half, and Coach Bona said it did not faze Kennesaw State. They did what good teams do, stuck together, buckled down, got some paint touches, got some good easy shots, forced some turnovers, and responded, I think I said earlier, like champions do. So we'll see how the Owls can bounce back.
Thank you, Lexi. It's so interesting. You see this in conference play, as Unseld is a little short there, especially this level. The way the schedules work out, you get a rematch within 2 weeks, happens a pretty fair amount. Well, compared to some of the other ones where you'll open and then end with a common opponent, as Rickard's billed for the offensive foul. So the Owls turn it back over, and that brings us to another timeout. 44-43, KSU and Western Kentucky here from VyStar Arena. Western Kentucky huddling up, and as we've seen, this is a Hilltopper team that has a lot of rotations as the game goes on. Just outside the top 25 of the nation in bench points. They had over 30 in the previous matchup against Kennesaw State, and no surprise, 22 bench points so far in this game.
Well, in the first half, they played 9 players, and all but one scored. So you had 8 players in the scorebook for the Hilltoppers, and right now they're, again, 22 points compared to 11 bench points for the Owls. So you're seeing depth, and that's a lot of points to take up when you have 2 of your top scorers in Moore and Boone out, who average, well, they're combined 29 points. So that means you got to have a committee to come in to put up those points, and we're seeing exactly that being done.
So after the offensive foul on Caden Rickard, Hilltoppers look to regain the lead and win on the road, where they're just 2-4 on the road this season. Murdoch slings to the corner. Open look. Unsell finds the bottom of the net.
Oh, that was just a great cross-court pass. The guy in the defense got stuck over there in the corner, but way to be ready. Hands and feet are ready, and they're able to knock that down.
Hometown hero out of Warren Central High School, playing for his father, won a state title. The school out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Harris picks up the whistle.
Way to attack the basket, that baseline, that is Harris. But here you go, just being solid. Defense gets a little froze on the weak side. Good pass. Unsell's able to knock down that shot.
So Jaden Harris, whose father knows Antoine Petway, and the two ran into each other up at Lake Point, which is a huge athletic field for basketball, baseball, everything under the sun. Just up the road in Emerson, about 20 or so minutes north of Kennesaw. Well, Petway's there recruiting. Ran into Harris's father and said, hey, what's going on with Jaden right now? He said, well, we're still in the portal right now, looking to find a good spot. And Petway said, just keep your patience, keep in there, something's going to pan out. Well, unfortunately, the car accident with Davin Cosby, and who's out this year for Kennesaw State, but a huge part of the roster for KSU, meant the Owls needed another piece. And so Petway had a quick call to a longtime friend. And Harris made his way after transferring from New Mexico State, now with KSU, and which has led us to where we are now with Simeon Cottle's suspension, Ramon Seals' injury. More of an opportunity for Jaden Harris.
Yeah, the next man has to step up, and both benches, as we see, are allowing their players to do that. So you got to credit the staffs on both sides for just recruiting quality players that can have that ability to do so.
Myers, what a bounce. ODI over the defense, regurgitates out.
The Owls, they still need to push the pace.
Johnson off the heel. Lou chases down a long offensive board.
Got a mismatch. You got to recognize the mismatches.
Johnson to the line.
Johnson gets to the line, but what the Owls have to do, anytime you have a big on a little, and the Hilltoppers have a lot of size out there, you have to allow those perimeter guys to take that big guy off the bounce and beat him to the basket. If not, he's able to rotate over for help, causing havoc.
KSU now 10 of 15 at the line as Johnson misses for the first time. Brandon Johnson and I were talking here at halftime, just the stat line for R.J. Johnson. 13 points, 3 blocks, now 3 rebounds, totaling his efforts here in the second half. But he goes 0 for 2 at the line there.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Like I said, he was 3 of 4 from the three-point line, making all good decisions.
Murdoch backs away. ODI. Lou defends with 3 blocks tonight. 5 for Unsell. Murdoch step back 3 from the corner. Big break.
That was good defense there by the Owls to contest that shot.
Defender falls, a blocking foul on Western Kentucky's Terrion Murdoch.
And that's just Washington. I love the way Washington is attacking the basket. He's got good size. Here you go in transition. Hey, he has an angle there. He sees the defender moving, so that lane is anybody's. And he's allowed to, he didn't really, throw his shoulder out there. He just got low and went to the ground or went to the basket, and that was the right call by the official.
Inbounds to Lou. Quickly on the dribble. Harris turns it over. Edelin weaving through the traffic. Lou knocked it out of bounds.
We're seeing good defense by both teams over here, playing out on the perimeter, as well as some interior play.
And Rickard subs back in for Harris. And Petway coaching up Harris hard. I feel like for both of these teams, there have been so many instances, Brandon Johnson, where they've been unable to go on extended runs. It's been close, but no cigar. for each of these squads. As a matter of fact, the largest run for each team is just 5-0.
Yes. That means they're both playing solid defense.
And then having a lot of fouls.
You called it earlier. You said there would be a lot of fouls at the line. Well, that plays to the advantage of the Hilltoppers because they're making about 18 free throws a game.
Well, look, our producer, Sanders Sullivan, said we'd be here till 10 p.m. tonight. So if it's a long one, it's on him. But this is nothing untoo common here for the Hilltoppers, who have attempted at least 21 free throws in 18 of their 20 games.
And the reason being is that they're attacking the basket. Like I said, they have the versatility. They're quick. You know, Elin is the smallest player out there at 5'10", 172, but he can get to the basket. All those guys are looking to get to the basket before they shoot that shot. So I love the versatility and the pressure that they place on the defense.
And that's something Antoine Petway told Lexi Bowden, the third member of our team, right before halftime, saying, we, Kennesaw State, in his words, can't let Western Kentucky get to the line. Johnson rolls out the right, cleaned up by D3.
Well, that's a good take there by Johnson. Did not get the ball to fall, but you had defense collapsing over, and that left a wide open inside position for Darius Washington to get that offensive rebound.
Washington 7 points off the bench. Newell being pestered by Rickard. Skip pass, Unseld, rolls out. Tipped away, Unseld with the offensive board, a clear path to the rack, and he finishes before Simpson could get there.
Well, I like the way the Hilltoppers are playing. They're playing with some tenacity. They're not just standing around watching. You can't be a spectator in the game of basketball. You have to be a participant. And that right there, you saw the Owls get caught sleeping.
Simpson accelerating, hits the court hard as he's fouled by Western Kentucky.
That looked like, what is that, not bumper cars. What do you when you go to the arcade and you play the pinball machines right there? He went boom, boom. Yeah, here you go. He went from body to body, boom, boom. Yes. And look at Hackman is like, what? Hackman, that was a foul, man. That was, yeah. Your body knocked him into the other, so good defense though, but just the bodies, as far as the movement, but hey, the body's in there. Right call by the officials.
I think you nailed it upon replay with the pinball ref.
Hey.
But not many times 6'8", 212 gets pinballed around.
Not at all, but good job by attacking the basket.
So they're looking to confirm who the foul was on. So you said it is a foul on Hackman.
Yeah, Hackman does two things. He reaches for the ball, and at the same time, he trips him up with his foot.
Rickard misses off the window, out of bounds. And it's Hilltopper basketball. And that sends us into a break. Western Kentucky with a second half advantage as the Hilltoppers look to break a losing skid here on the road. Kentucky is a Hilltopper team that's top 10 of the nation in offensive rebounds, and they've out-rebounded Kennesaw State, especially in the offensive glass.
Well, you have good size up in there. That's 6'11", 6'10" guys that they come at you in waves, but then you have the guards playing off of that as well. So when teams are playing them, they're so concerned about boxing out the big guys to where you get caught being a spectator. And that's when those guards of the Hilltoppers, they can just run down balls, and that's what we see happening.
14 offensive rebounds for Western Kentucky tonight. And when we asked Hank Pona about that, the head coach for WKU, he said it with some humility, and he said, well, look, we haven't shot the ball well. That's a part of it, cleaning up your own misses. And Western Kentucky's at 30% tonight. But offensive rebounds not an aberration for this team. Saw top 20 in the nation overall, and then top 10 in offensive rebounds as Unseld fins away Rickard. Finds an open look for Newell, who's a little short, and Rickard climbs the ladder. Hilltopper foul.
You want to see the Owls attack the basket. I tell you right now, Rickard is having a hard time out here. They're in him. They're up in him right now. You have smaller defenders, but they're really being physical with him. he's got to really get low, make up his mind once he attacks the basket that, hey, he's going to get to that basket. If not, just bring it back out and have the throwback or hit somebody on the baseline. But right now, they are really being physical with the freshman.
Rickard 1 for 2. An offensive rebound for KSU. It's Braden Liu. Liu now with 7 boards tonight. 6 have come on the offensive end. Washington swatted away. Keita with a big block.
Good timing there by Keita. He stayed in position for that help side.
Newell hits the 3.
Oh, just great defense on the other end. That all ignited the offense, and that was by Keita. He stayed put as the rim protector, and got that block shot.
Newell in double figures has his second tray. Liu with the power dribble, spins, hook is short. Newell on the fast break finds Myers. It's Myers defended by Rickard, who fouls him.
Just staying in place right here. Here's Keita. He comes back, gets that timing. He says, get that shucks out there, pushes it up the court, and then you have Newell just spotting up as the stretch four is able to knock it down, and that is great team play by the Hilltoppers.
Ryan Myers up to the stripe for Western Kentucky, hits the first. After starting 59 times for Western Illinois over the last 2 seasons, said he wanted to win. That's why he transferred to Western Kentucky. Previously, New Plona playing under him at Indian Hills, where he made 28 starts at the JUCO ranks. Now has a chance to earn some more time here. Did not start tonight. Had made 11 starts prior, averaging 22 minutes a game. But in the absence of Moore and Boone, Hilltoppers need some more production. Could it be Myers? Hits the second.
Well, he's the only southpaw on the team for the Hilltoppers, and he's bringing it. Now you've got biggest lead in the game here.
Yep.
7 points by the Hilltoppers.
Liu off balance. He goes to the line.
Good take there by Liu. What you got to do when you're attacking that big defender like that, definitely you have to get into the body. He was able to force him back. Comes across the body. Now he's at the line for 2 points, or two shot attempts.
29th foul of the game between these two teams. Free throw shooting has been a struggle for Kennesaw State as Liu misses. The Owls are now 11 of 19 as a team. Western Kentucky's only missed once. Hilltoppers 14 of 15. There's a difference in this ball game. Liu goes 1 of 2.
Yes, at halftime, the Hilltoppers were 10 of 11 from the free throw line. And we know they get to the free throw line, and that's mainly by attacking the basket, as we see right here.
Myers has it plucked away, out of bounds, stays with WKU.
Again, when you look at the perimeter play of the Hilltoppers, they're looking to penetrate first before they shoot that ball.
And we've got a challenge to see if the out-of-bounds call will stay or be reversed.
That is the Owls challenging this. As we state, in order to have a challenge or to make that challenge, you have to have a timeout.
So here we go. It's called out of bounds off KSU. Do you see it stay on the left leg of Myers? This will be a better angle.
It looks like it touched Myers' left knee last, so they're looking at the hand that comes across that slaps it out, but it looks like it may have been slapped onto his knee. And that is Simpson's. Does Simpson touch it last, or does Myers' knee touch the ball last?
matter what, you can see the wingspan of Trey Simpson. Look how long those arms are.
Yes, at 6'8", that is length. That is a wingspan. Right now, I would say that's a close one. That is a close one. I would say that's off of Myers, and that challenge might be won and overturned.
Is that your final answer? Are you locking in your final answer?
Yes, I am. I'm going to say the challenge was correct, and it will be the Owls' ball. If not, I don't get the free trip to Hawaii.
Antoine Petway would lose a timeout if that's the case. And see our officials continue to converse. And that was not the correct final answer in the eyes of the officiating crew.
Well, no trip to Honolulu, huh? That was close. It looked like it was at the same time, but I would have to say that from the angle we saw, it did appear, though, it went off the Hilltoppers. But, hey, the officials are on top of it.
After review, the call on the floor stands.
So Petway quickly resets the defense. 6-point lead for Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers trailed by a point at halftime. Each squad 4 and 5 has lost multiple games. Owls 2 in a row, Hilltoppers 3 in a row, which started at home to these Kennesaw State Owls. And we've got another foul.
The Owls are continuously fouling and putting the Hilltoppers at the line.
This is the third foul on Lou.
Looks like bad call there.
30 fouls now combined between the Hilltoppers and the Owls. Edlin right through the defense, gets around a pair, misses the runner. Offensive rebound for Cada. Nearly had it plucked away by Johnson. Did he lose it a second time? It stays with the Hilltoppers. 4 seconds to release a shot.
Well, that was a good attack there by Edlin, just to attack the ball, and then Cada's there for the offensive rebound with his size and length. Not much of a score as we see on the inside, but he's a force to be reckoned with.
ODI on the short route. Nice defense there as Sherman gets tied up. Possession arrow switches to Kennesaw State. Sherman's been quiet offensively. 1 field goal attempt, he has not scored. But he comes up to help force the issue in favor of KSU there.
Yes, Hilltoppers, they just switch big from big. Odiaye comes in, and he's able to get in there and try to get that offensive rebound, but the Owls are, with their quickness, able to lock it up and cause that change of possession.
Johnson spinning, hands off Lou. Another turnover by KSU. How many times have the Owls struggled with passes tonight?
Interior passes are what's killing them.
Stinnett shovels it over. Newell matched up against Sherman. Backs him up. Hesitates. Over 2. Big miss and a late whistle.
Well, here you go. Newell is a face-up player, and it looks like he's calling that on Newell. I mean, on the shot, which was really, I see why Coach Petway is upset, because that was a tough call. There was no contact there. Newell was fading away.
Well, when you call this many fouls, you're not going to bat 1,000.
You're not, but at the same time, they say, hey, the basketball gods, he missed the first one. If he misses the second one, time to say the ball doesn't lie, but that was a tough call that went for the Hilltoppers.
7-point lead matches the largest for Western Kentucky tonight. Lou, the sophomore, going to work. He's hacked.
Again, you have a mismatch in size, off the dribble, off the bounce. Braden Liu able to take it to that tall rim protector, but he gets into the body. The Owls need to convert at the line. This is where they're hurting.
It has been a struggle at the line for KSU. 12 of 21 as a team. Liu now 3 of 5.
They are getting to the line, just have not been converting, so the officials are calling it both ways.
One for two. All right, Brandon Johnson, I'm going to ask a really silly question, but you've been around the game of basketball for decades. I have not. As a player, when the game reaches this point where it feels like we can't go more than 2 consecutive possessions for each team without a foul being called, right or wrong, does that affect your flow as a player?
It does affect your flow, but at the same time, you still have to try to execute. But I'm going to tell you what both teams need to do, and particularly the Owls, they've got to get that ball out in transition. If they can get that pace going, that favors them.
So Newell goes to the line with another foul.
Well, let's see, ladies and gentlemen at home. I hope you have your popcorn. All right, I hope you got a nice towel there in this cold weather, because we're getting call after call, and this is a break in the pace of the game.
Newell misses the first. Yeah, if you have that popcorn, you've probably gone back to the microwave to reheat it. One for two once again for Grant Newell. KSU has not hit a field goal in over 4 minutes of game action, which at this pace is equated to about 15 minutes of real time. Johnson. He goes to the line as Johnson gets up close and personal with our baseline cam.
Well, you see the Hilltoppers took out their rim protector, so now they're playing a little small ball with only Newell, the tallest player, at 6'8", but everybody else is from 5'10" to 6'3". So at this pace, the Owls have to take it to the basket. And here you go. Johnson, back-to-back 30 games, and the last time he played the Hilltoppers, that was his first 31-point game. So again, you just need to attack the basket, but in order to do that, you have to have lanes and some space.
Misses the second, became the first KSU player in its D1 history, which spans about 20 years, to do that. 30 points in back-to-back. He had 89 points over 3 games. That was the largest 3-game stretch if you include the Owls' win 2 weeks ago here on their home floor against Florida International. Unseld, step back 3 from the right corner. A foul on the rebound attempt. It's against KSU.
Well, that's just a tough break. I mean, it's not a tough break. It's just bad defense there by the Owls as far as rebounding. They played great defense out on the perimeter contesting the shot, but you had a freshman just get a little bit lost down there, not boxing out. Now he gets called for a foul.
And Rickard has fouled out. And 16 minutes of action, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 fouls for Rickard, as Stinnett bounces in the first.
Yeah, Coach Petway was a bit frustrated with Rickard there because he did not box out on that weak side. And again, as a defender, you cannot fall asleep. And the Owls have fallen asleep on the weak side quite a bit tonight.
Other players in foul trouble, if you're curious, Braden Liu has 4 for KSU, and Terrion Murdoch and Leroy Odiaye each have 4 for Western Kentucky. Franquan Sherman with the left hand.
Well, that was good. Franquan Sherman just goes right inside to Keita. I mean, and that's what you have to do with these big guys. You have to get inside of them.
First field goal for Sherman this evening. Newell, stopped inside the elbow, spins, slides, releases, off to the right, a rebound for the conference leader, Sherman. Finds Washington the third. The freshman, Euros, blocked from behind. Excellent defense charging in by Keita.
Well, Owls are attacking, but the Hilltoppers, they are resilient and relentless.
And Edlin answers on the other end. What a lay-in there by Jack Edlin.
I mean, that is just great defense to offense, and they're just playing fearless right now. That is the Hilltoppers.
Sherman open. Misses the three. And Edlin with the offensive rebound. 8-point lead for the Hilltoppers, their largest.
Little dribble weave action up here. But again, with the Hilltoppers, here's a high ball screen, but they look to take you off the dribble. Here's Myers.
Myers over the defense, high off the glass, he missed. Stinnett is fouled.
Just great defense here by the Hilltoppers, anticipating the drive, gets the nice block, pushes it up in transition, finds the open man, and is able to just drive and score in transition.
State, one of the best scoring teams in the nation at 87 points a game. They are struggling to score tonight with just 53. What do you attribute that to, Brandon Johnson?
You're seeing good defense out here by both teams, but at the same time, both teams are getting to the line. That is the free throw line. And the Hilltoppers, they are converting. They are 80% from the free throw line in the second half, shooting 8 out of 10, while on the other hand, the Owls have gotten to the free throw line 13 times, but they've only made 5, so that's 38%. So that's a big difference in the game right there.
Stinnett remains perfect, 3 of 3 here for Western Kentucky, which trailed by 1 at the break, and now is looking for its largest lead of the night at 10, and number 10 can do just that, as Stinnett goes 2 for 2.
Again, 10-point game, largest lead as you just stated, and they're playing resilient right here. They are tough-nosed. That is the Hilltoppers.
Johnson misses the lay-in, out of bounds, Hilltopper ball.
I do like the fact that Johnson is attacking the basket. That's what he needs to do. He's just now at times, he's got to come to a jump stop. Doesn't always have to leave off of 1 foot. Just come to a jump stop, get the defender up in the air, use that strength and go through him, and then you can get at the line for 3.
Hackman back on the floor with 8 points. Newell stopped at the free throw line. Myers under 5. Myers nearly had it stolen by Sherman, who hits the deck. Myers, an open look, misses the 3. Pinball rebound into Simpson's hands.
Again, the Owls need to attack the basket right here.
Sherman working baseline. Taylor, power dribble, hoop in the harm for the freshman Amir Taylor.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You come to a jump stop, whether it's a post play or on the fast break. Get the defender up in the air. Here it is. Good move right here. Gets him up. Once you get him on your body, hey, that is the three-point play that I was talking about the Owls need, and here they are at the line for Taylor. This is a game. It's 5:35. This is a lot of time left. Right now, what has happened is the Owls have come in and they got punched in the mouth, and they haven't fought back as hard as they need to. But on the other end, the Hilltoppers, hey, they just keep jabbing at you.
After the miss, it's Hilltopper basketball.
You gotta like the way the Hilltoppers are playing, because they are aggressive. They are going after everything. And right now, that is to their momentum in their favor. The calls are going their way on those loose balls.
They switch the call, KSU ball.
Okay.
Simpson, this is a 2, and Simpson sinks it.
Good execution there out of bounds play. Simpson was able to come off that screen. They needed that shot by the Owls if they can get a stop.
4 points in a row, gets the crowd back into it.
The Hilltoppers are constantly moving out here with their perimeter play, running guys off of screens.
Step back, L.J. Hackman.
Tough shot there by Hackman. Defenders up in him, but he's able to create that space with the step back and score, and he's feeling it defensively.
Former JUCO All-American Taylor goes to work down low, and he's fouled again.
The intensity is picking up by both sides. You see the Owls are able to come down. This is their 3rd consecutive score. playing off the ball screen right here. Pick and roll. Taylor's got good hands in traffic, able to take that ball over and score back at the line for another three-point play.
And Taylor hits the and one that go around.
5-point game. It was a 10-point game here just a minute ago. Less than that, but here you go. The intensity is there. Owls are getting stops. Hilltoppers are very aggressive.
Unseld with it after committing his fourth foul.
Hilltoppers do a good job of playing off the ball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
Hackman against the freshman Simpson. Around him, floats out the front door. Sherman bends away Keita, and we've got a foul.
Again, you see the aggressiveness of the Hilltoppers. They're not stopping. Whether you get a rebound or not, they're feisty. They're little gnats right now. That's their guards. I mean, they're going after every ball out there. And right there you have Keita just trying to get in on the action as well for the jump ball, but they call a foul.
So after Sherman pulls down his ninth offensive rebound, ninth rebound, pardon me. That's right at his average for the leader in Conference USA total and offensive rebounds. And bonus shooting here for KSU with a 10th foul by Western Kentucky. Sherman will have a couple here in the double bonus.
Yeah, Franquan Sherman, the 6'7", 220 junior from Georgia, is able to knock that down. Needed those baskets. Hadn't scored in the first half, scored one bucket in the second half, so coming off that free throw line is good for the Owls. We've got a one-possession game.
It was a 10-point lead for Western Kentucky just a couple of minutes ago. They feel like they've been here over and over again. They've had leads late in games, just haven't closed it out. Newell over Taylor, it's short. Loose basketball. Simpson for KSU with it. Johnson turns up the speed dial, out of bounds. KSU ball with some momentum at the under 4. Can Johnson and the Owls complete the comeback? Stay tuned for a good one here from VyStar Arena in Kennesaw. After playing 6 of its first 9 league games on the road, it's home sweet home for the Owls, who are 8-1 here at VyStar Arena. Western Kentucky struggled 2-4 on the road. That's not uncommon in college basketball. And for more on the home and away splits, what you got, Lexi?
Yeah, both these teams desperately need a win tonight. Kennesaw State dropping their last 2 games. Coach said he was excited to be back at home. He said the guys really feed off the energy the crowd brings, and they're just excited to be back in their home state. Now, for WKU, they've dropped 3 in a row, so they desperately want to get back in the win column as well. You mentioned their struggles when they're away from Bowling Green. They're 2-4 when they're on the road, and both these teams right now 4-5 overall in conference, guys.
Thank you, Lexi. Hilltoppers led by as much as 10 a couple of minutes ago as Hackman swats away the Johnson inbounds pass, but KSU has made its last 3 field goals, and with that an and one by Amir Taylor, trimming the Hilltopper lead down to 3. Johnson. Ooh, pushes away the defender, and Johnson muscles his way for 2.
Well, that's what you call bully ball right there. I mean, hey, he didn't extend that arm, but hey, that was body to body, and that's a 6'4", 225 Johnson coming at you. You're going to feel that.
Hackman hits the step back. Hackman short. Long rebound for Sherman, and the Owls can erase a 10-point deficit on this possession.
Again, the Owls need to push the pace in transition.
Harris in the corner. Bullseye! Harris and the Owls have regained the lead with under 3 to go.
Oh, good execution there by the Owls. Here the Owls are just taking their time, poised. They don't push it up in pace. but they find the open guy in the corner. Everybody's on Johnson because he's just got through driving, but he's able to make the right decision, get it to the corner for Harris. Harris has his hands and feet ready. He knocks it down, and this team, the Owls, hey, they take back over the lead by 2.
And they've hit their last 5. They're on a 14-2 run. And within that, a 10-0 spurt. Joy for the Owls. And a kaleidoscope of mope for Western Kentucky.
Well, we just saw the Owls just come down and play good, solid offense, attacking the basket. Defense is collapsing, making the right decisions, and then getting defensive stops. This is a physical game. They had to match the tenacity of the Hilltoppers because the Hilltoppers were coming with the aggressiveness. But now, hey, it's an even game, just 2 points.
View beyond the Who marching band here at VyStar Arena. Newell following the Western Kentucky timeout. Fades, mid-range, bottoms it out.
Oh, tough shot there by Newell, but it was great defense by the Owl, but just a better shot.
He's got 15. That breaks the 10-0 KSU run. Knotted at 67. Johnson for 3. Gotcha! R.J. Johnson from downtown for the 4th time tonight.
Well, just a great read off of the ball screen. The defender drops back in drop coverage. He recognizes that, and he takes the 3.
Myers looks to answer. Off the iron. Double-digit rebounds for Frank Sherman. Harris out of the corner.
Look for Johnson to.
Offensive foul. The Owls turn it over.
Well, that is on Harris. What Harris did is he threw his butt out there. When you go to do that handoff, you cannot use your butt as a screen. If he turns his butt on this play, that is an offensive foul, which he does. He turns his butt right into the defender, and that was the correct call as the official was right on top of it.
What can the Hilltoppers do with it? They trail by 3. Under 2 to go.
Owls are switching out up top.
Murdoch's around Taylor, misses the runner, he's fouled.
Late whistle. Really, Murdoch beat the defender off the dribble. There was no contact, but it was a late whistle. But you got to give credit to, here's Murdoch just driving. He throws it up with the inside hand here. He doesn't get touched, it looks like. But, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you get called, sometimes you don't.
Murdoch bounces it in.
Tough one for the Owls, but great play by Murdoch to get to the rim using that inside hand. Even though the basket did not fall, he's now at the line to shoot 2, which he's made 1.
Two for 2. 1 point ball game, 94 seconds remaining. Braden Liu with 4 fouls re-enters for Kennesaw State as Simpson heads out. It's been a tight ball game throughout. Kennesaw State led by 1 at halftime. Western Kentucky led by as much as 10 in the second half. But the Owls have chased it down where they hold this 1 point lead.
The pace has been slower for the Owls.
Liu going to work, tries to clean it up. Western Kentucky holds.
The defensive stop there by the Hilltoppers. A needed stop. See if they can convert in this half court. Look for a high ball screen here still. Get a mismatch.
1 point game, 1 minute to go. It's Newell with a hot hand. Flips it out to Myers, handles the pass, 5 seconds to go. Myers, Murdoch's 2, 1. Murdoch's throws it up. And a shot clock violation.
That was good defense there by the Owls to contest, close out. There were switches and the shot clock violation. Here you go right now, just being solid. Gets opened up a little bit right there. That is Braden Liu. But unfortunately for the Owls, they're able to come down with this rebound, and it is a shot clock violation going the other way.
So imagine they're taking a look at the time here as you get a game reset. Possession in favor of Western Kentucky at the next tie ball. 2 timeouts for the Hilltoppers, 1 for the Owls, including a lost challenge by Antoine Petway here this half. Double bonus shooting here throughout.
Possession arrow goes to Kennesaw if there is a tied up ball. Right now that ball is to the Owls on the baseline.
So another look at the clock. So 49 flat, that one's easy. How do you play this possession for each side? Offense for KSU, defense for Western Kentucky.
Well, the first thing Kennesaw has to do is get the ball inbound. So the most important player on the court right now is the inbounder. He cannot run the baseline being that this is a dead ball. So for Kennesaw, that means they have to meet the passes. This is a full court press that the Hilltoppers are putting on them. So they get the ball inside.
It's to Lou. And Lou takes it out, a defender across the timeline.
Time and score right here. They're up by 1. Milk down some of the clock.
Flips it up top.
Good job.
Harris into a lot of traffic. Tries to find Lou. It's a loose basketball. Tie up for it. Possessions with Western Kentucky.
I am to be corrected on that. I thought it was Owls possession, but that is a jump ball, and that goes to.
So it's Western Kentucky basketball, jump ball to call. Hilltoppers have it with 27 seconds to go, down by 1.
Look for the Hilltoppers now. You know they're going to attack the basket. They're not looking to score off the shot. They are looking to run their offense by getting downhill.
Without their top 2 scorers out with injury tonight, Hank Pona calls the timeout with under 15 seconds to go. 3 players on the floor in double figures, Newell, Myers, and Hackman. And we get a look at the last possession for Kennesaw State, which led to the jump ball and possession for Western Kentucky. Here it is one more time.
Just trying to drive here. Gets the lane, but it's clogged up right here. Tries to make the interior pass, but defense actually gets their hand on the ball. That looks like Keita, and now it's a jump ball, and possession arrow goes to the Hilltoppers.
Those interior passes you've talked about, that's been a struggle at times. It's led to a turnover plenty tonight for Kennesaw State.
Those interior passes have been that way because of the size. The Hilltoppers, with their length and their height, has altered shots as well as passes interiorly.
And somebody let the clock tick down, so they'll have to go back and reset this one. 14.9 ticks to go. One team's going to walk away and say, we have been through so much adversity. For how injuries, other things off the court have affected us this year, but we prevailed. And then one team's going to say, the tough year continues.
Yes, you're absolutely right, but Coach Plono right now, he's drawing up a play that this team can execute. They've been running a flex offense to an extent where you see some baseline cuts or screens as well as down screens. But right now you have 14 seconds left on the game. We've seen the Owls switch on defense out on the perimeter, so it's imperative that these guys stay connected. And it comes down to execution on both sides.
Newell sprinting to the rack. Newell tried for the slam, he missed it. It's a loose ball. Harris lobs to Sherman. Sherman on the fast break, he's fouled. You said it came down to execution. Newell tried to detonate, and Simpson got in the way.
Well, it was, here you go, just getting caught off the bounce here with a nice screen. Defense doesn't rotate over in time. Newell's not able to knock it down, and the Owls make the right decision by getting it up, and now they're at the line.
So Franquan Sherman to the line, and we asked Antoine Petway, if you're in a situation, game counts with a free throw, who do you go to? And Franquan Sherman was one of the guys he mentioned, saying, I trust his preparation so much. For a player that does things the right way, leads by example, you could never question his effort, a 70% free throw shooter. As we'll get a confirmation of the time.
Officials are trying to adjust the game clock. It is at 1.8 seconds.
So 2 for Sherman. A big one with a first. Unseld in, ODI out.
Franquan makes these. It'll be a 3-point game, 1.8 seconds left.
So the second here for Sherman. 2 big ones for KSU, unseld to inbounds. Looking, lobs it up, tipped, loose ball, Kennesaw State wins! Down by double digits in the second half. A feisty comeback for the black and gold sees Kennesaw State move to 500 in league play.
Just great play, resilient zone by the Owls. Came back from behind, played tough defense, executed solid, got all their players involved, and they came out victorious in Conference US play tonight. That is Conference USA play tonight, excuse me.
Without 2 starters tonight, a bevy of Owls stepped up. Braden Liu, 16 points, a big game with 7 rebounds. Sherman had 10 boards, and Johnson paves the way with 19 tonight. Here's the last play for Western Kentucky, coach, down by a point, and could you imagine if Newell finished this dunk?
I mean, Newell was playing good all game long, just took off too early to try to put that ball down, but as you see, they're trying to score. He gets up in there, can't convert, and the Owls get the off defensive rebound, pushes it up, and they're good.
Hey, let's send it to the floor. Lexi Bowden, take it away.
Yeah, I'm with Trey Simpson with the amazing block at the end that kept WKU from scoring and taking the lead. Walk me through that play.
When timeout came, Coach asked us, like, do we believe to win? We said yes, so we all locked in, we all communicated. He came over. I'm not getting dunked on like that. I'm not letting that slide, so, had to make a big play for my team.
A back and forth game, 10 lead changes in this one, very physical and high intensity. What did it take to get it done tonight?
Just staying locked in, not letting the pressure get to us. Just not being inside our head, just staying locked in the whole game.
A lot of adversity for you guys this year. Your teammates are still all around you having fun. What can you say is so special about this team?
Man, I love these guys, man. This team is very special, man. We're going to do a lot of big things. We're going to turn this thing around right now. So.
Appreciate it. Congratulations. I feel like I've been talking to you a lot this year, so that means you're doing well. All right, I'm going to talk to RJ as well. Lots of celebrating going on. RJ, 19 points tonight. What was clicking for you offensively?
I think just finding my teammates and not trying to force anything, just believing in them and just sticking to the game plan and not trying to force anything, just playing to win.
Earlier this month, you had 3 straight games where you set new career high in points, and tonight you did great again. What can you say about the way you're playing in January?
It's just the work. I put in a lot of work, and I trust my work. And when my teammates believe in me, it makes the game a lot easier for me. So knowing that they need me to step up in times like this, I just know that I work for it, so I'm here for them.
Coach Petway has so much belief and faith in you guys and always has such high praise for you and your teammates. What can you say about the way he's been coaching you guys this year?
He pushes us hard because he believes in every single one of us, And it's not like he just puts everything on one person. He believes in everybody equally. And so when you come here, you just come to work, and we trust in him because he believes in us. So.
And the second win over WKU this year, obviously a very hard-fought game. What can you say about the challenge that they presented and the way you were able to conquer it?
Just knowing that we work hard every day and we go hard in practice, so we make the game a lot easier because we compete against each other in practice. So when you go against the best in practice, games should be a lot easier. We almost let one slip away tonight, but we're going to get back to work because we got a lot more we can prove to everybody.
Love the attitude. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to find Coach Petway. I'm sure he's around here somewhere. All right, Coach, congratulations on the win, celebrated after tonight's game. Just talking about the way it ended. A lot of fans congratulating Coach on the win, but what can you say about the grit in your team and the way they were able to get it done in the second half?
Proud of that group. You know, we're missing a lot, but to be successful in this conference, you're going to have to win some ugly ones. Tonight, we guarded at a high level. We didn't rebound the ball great on the defensive end. Our first shot defense was really good. They beat us on the offensive glass, and we didn't convert layups, and we didn't make our free throws in the second half. So got a lot to learn from, but we got some stuff to build on. Great, tough win. That's a gritty. Sometimes you got to win ugly. I commend them dudes for keep fighting. RJ made a couple of big shots. Frank Corn, big-time plays. Amir Taylor got in the game, locked in the second time, and he made a lot of plays. They made winning plays. All that mattered, the Owls finished on top. We got a lot to learn from that game if we wanted to go forward.
Trailing a lot in the second half, but around the 3-minute mark, Jaden Harris had the three-pointer to take the lead. What do you say is like the pivotal moment in this game where you guys really had the energy going in your direction?
Well, probably that layup RJ made when he went through contact, drove with physicality, and then Jaden came back down and made a three to take us up. We got to do a better job with taking care of the ball and making rim decisions when we attack the paint. With too many times, we get in there and we don't have an idea of what we're doing. Get to 2 feet, play from a level of strength, and make the rim decision. They got great rim protection, and also shout out to West Kentucky. They're down 2 starters. My man Hank did a heck of a job coaching and preparing that group. They changed up and started blitzing us, so we had to adjust during the game. He's a really good coach, and that's a great program for us to sweep this year. That says a lot about my group because West Kentucky has a storied history. They have a great coach and a great roster, a great program. They're going to be in the middle of this thing when it's all said and done.
That's great words to talk about your opponent. I know at this time of the year, people are always missing players and dealing with adversity, but we talked earlier this week about RJ Johnson and the way he stepped up. Another great performance tonight, and just spoke with him. What can you say about the way he's been playing this month of January?
He's our separator. You know, we had a quick turnaround at La Tech, and he didn't have his legs on. That's the only game he hadn't had played well since we went down a brother, but he's been phenomenal, man. As soon as, one of our brothers went down, we served this team the right way. He stepped up, and he's been a consummate leader. He's a separator for our group. I keep telling that he's the one that can separate this group from the rest of the pack, and he believes, man, but his character, that's what I want to talk about, man. Like, I love that kid because of the character. I love his parents because they support us when we discipline, when we hold them accountable. They right there with us. That's why the sky's the limit for that young man.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and great to be back at home in front of your crowd, and good luck in the next one.
Yes, Owls on top. Let's keep this thing going. It's so good to be back in ViStar Arena, man. Praise God. All glory to God.
Thanks, Coach. All right, Nolan, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Lexi. A lot that we can take away from those final words with Simpson, Johnson, and Petway. This was a doozy tonight and a fun one to bring you. And Conference USA action as Kennesaw State comes back in the second half. For our producer and director, Sanders Sullivan and Brandon Bedford, our entire KSUL Network crew. For Lexi Bowden, my partner, Brandon Johnson, I'm Nolan Alexander. Good night from Kennesaw, where the Owls, in their loose skid in Western Kentucky, look to rebound next here from ViStar Arena.